Now I'm doing this for your benefit, you remember, because right now, if it was just up to me, I'd go ahead and cut that plywood out up above and reach down in there, get on my belly, reach down in there, undo it, take the ballast out that way. But like I say, you may not have a ceiling like that. You may have an area that you cannot get above that ceiling. So the next step would be to get this little can out of there. That's why we're going to have to get up in there and take that little screw out. There's a couple screws on this side and slip that can down out of there. That can is probably, oh, I don't know. Well, you could see how tall it is up inside. See, it goes up there quite a ways, maybe 5 or 6 inches, something like that. And then that whole little deal has to slide down through there. And I'm hoping that that wire is long enough for us to slide that down out of there. We'll soon find out, won't we? And you know what? If you had a ceiling that you couldn't get into, what would the next step be if you couldn't do it that way? Well, the next step would be you'd have to cut the sheetrock out. You have to cut the sheetrock out here, then you'll be able to see it, then you'll be able to get it, then you'll have to patch the sheetrock, tape, top, skim, texture, prime, paint, all that kind of good stuff, match your spray texture to your ceiling and all that. We don't really want to have to do all that, but you know what? Anything's possible. Even if you couldn't do it, you had somebody else come in here, they may have to do all that. And I've got videos on my channel about how to patch sheetrock, how to tape it, top it, skim it, sand it, texture it, prime it, paint it, all that kind of stuff. If you're so inclined, you know, there's different textures on here. See how that's bumpy like that? That's the texture. This is not a spray texture knockdown. It just looks like a spray texture. See here? On here. Doesn't look like they sanded it. Doesn't look like they knocked it down or anything. You could do a patch up there if you had to and all that kind of stuff. But okay, so I'm just going through this because I don't want you to have to throw your hands up and say, oh, I can't do this. You know, you watch my different videos and somewhere on there, there's probably a video that could help you with your particular project. Okay? All right. That was kind of slick anyways, wasn't it? This was an old school type of cubby area. They used to do this years ago, and this house was built like 2001 or something like that. And they didn't have flat screen TVs then. They were all, you know, you could buy one that was fairly square. And we wanted to get something in there as big as possible. And we didn't want to have it on a stand. We had another one down on a stand, but it was down too low. And we thought, how could we raise that up? And so we talked to a company and they said, hey, why don't you put in one of those mounts, and it's a scissor mount like this, and then you can pull it all the way out to the front and we can get it up at the height that we want. So that's what we ended up doing. Okay, back to our project. Get my ladder and get my movers blanket and get ready to go to get that can out of there. Okay, I got my moving blanket up there. Got everything covered up. Am I overdoing it? I don't think so. I'd rather overdo it. Be safe rather than be sorry. You know? I don't want my TV to get messed up or anything. And I just have to keep making sure this gets slid back in there. I think it'll be fine once I put the camera up there. And there's all my stuff. And of course I got my goggles back on, and I may even use my dust mask. Got my hat on. You know, I'm pretty much ready to tackle this little project.